George Washington was born in 1732 on his family's plantation in Virginia. He was not born into wealth or privilege, but he possessed a natural charisma and a strong sense of duty that would shape his destiny. As a young man, Washington was ambitious, learning the ways of surveying and later joining the Virginia militia. His early experiences in the French and Indian War taught him much about leadership, strategy, and the brutal realities of warfare. By the 1770s, tensions between the American colonies and the British Crown were reaching a boiling point. The colonies, weary of oppressive British taxes and laws, were demanding their rights as free men. The atmosphere was charged with the spirit of rebellion. In 1775, when the Continental Congress met in Philadelphia to discuss how to respond to British aggression, Washington was present. A tall, imposing figure in his military uniform, he was a respected delegate from Virginia. His military experience, demeanor, and reputation for integrity quickly made him a natural choice for leadership. On June 15, 1775, Washington was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. It was a daunting role. The American colonies had no professional army, only scattered militias with limited training and resources. Washington, though, accepted the challenge, not out of ambition, but out of a sense of duty to the cause of liberty. He understood the risks but believed that the fight for independence was a cause worth any sacrifice. The early years of the Revolutionary War were marked by struggle and hardship. Washington faced numerous challenges. His troops were often hungry, cold, and under-equipped. They were up against the well-trained and well-armed British forces, and morale was frequently low. One of the darkest moments came in the winter of 1777 to 1778 at Valley Forge, where Washington and his army camped in freezing conditions. Many soldiers lacked shoes and warm clothing, and disease spread rapidly. It was a test of endurance, but Washington's unwavering leadership and his ability to inspire his men became the glue that held the Continental Army together. He would ride among his troops, sharing in their suffering, his presence a steady source of courage. "We are one people fighting for a common cause," he would remind them. His resilience became a symbol of hope. He knew that the war was not only fought on the battlefield but also in the hearts of his men. The turning point of the war came in 1781 at the Siege of Yorktown. Washington, in coordination with French forces led by General Rochambeau, launched a decisive attack against British General Cornwallis. With American and French troops surrounding the British and the French Navy blocking their escape by sea, Cornwallis was trapped. After weeks of siege, the British were forced to surrender, effectively ending major combat in the war. Washington's strategy and patience had paid off. The American colonies were on the path to independence. Following the war, Washington could have easily seized power. Many saw him as a hero, and there was even talk of making him a king. But Washington, ever the reluctant leader, dismissed such notions. He believed deeply in the principles of republicanism and the importance of a government by the people. In 1783, he resigned his commission as commander-in-chief and returned to his plantation in Mount Vernon, setting a powerful precedent for civilian control of the military. However, his work was not yet done. The newly independent states were struggling under the Articles of Confederation, and it became clear that a stronger federal government was needed. Washington was unanimously elected to preside over the Constitutional Convention in 1787, where his presence lent credibility and authority to the proceedings. The result was the U.S. Constitution, a document that would lay the foundation for American democracy. In 1789, Washington was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States. As president, he set many precedents that would define the office, including the creation of a cabinet, the implementation of a strong, stable financial system, and the policy of neutrality in foreign conflicts. His leadership was characterized by wisdom, humility, and an unwavering commitment to the young nation. Washington served 2 terms and then made the unprecedented decision to step down, ensuring a peaceful transfer of power, an act that would become a cornerstone of American democracy. In his farewell address, he warned against the dangers of political parties and foreign entanglements, his words reflecting his deep understanding of the fragility of the fledgling republic. George Washington's story is one of a reluctant leader who became a symbol of freedom and resilience. He was a man who could have wielded immense power but chose instead to serve with humility. His leadership during the American Revolutionary War and his tenure as the first President of the United States helped shape the values and direction of a new nation. His legacy as the father of his country endures, a testament to his vision, integrity, and dedication to the ideals of liberty and democracy.